Welcome to the AI Innovations Weekly News Roundup. My name is Blaž and here are this week's top stories in AI. MIT demonstrates a revolutionary new light-based processor. Is this finally the breakthrough the AI industry has been waiting for? YouTube announced its Music AI Incubator to gain insight into generative AI in the music industry. What are they planning and what does that mean for music on YouTube? OpenAI announces new partnership and releases a number of updates for ChatGPT and its API models. Learn how you can use this to improve your experience with ChatGPT. Finally, we'll be covering a number of AI model updates and releases. Let's dive right into the first big story. In our first story, an MIT-led research team has unveiled a game-changing machine learning system that uses light, or what's called optoelectronic processing, to achieve more than 100 times the energy efficiency and 25 times the compute density compared to modern digital computers. If you're wondering what compute density is, it's essentially how much computing power can be packed into a physical space. So imagine your PC is replaced by a same-size system that runs 25 times faster. This is possible by replacing electrons with light. A traditional computer system performs calculations using the movement of electrons, which generates more heat and requires more energy. In contrast, using light can be far more efficient, drastically reducing energy consumption. The team specifically brought up ChatGPT, highlighting that it's limited by the power of today's supercomputers. In simple terms, bigger and better versions of models like ChatGPT just aren't economically feasible right now. But this new tech from MIT promises to advance machine learning models at a pace far beyond what current computers allow. For a bit of context, last week we shared that OpenAI spends a whopping $700,000 every day to keep ChatGPT running. If they were to replace their current GPUs with the same volume of optoelectronic processors, you would see the cost reduced from $700,000 to just $7,000 a day, and that's just with the initial design. By the way, if you're curious as to why we even use GPUs for machine learning tasks in the first place, make sure to watch the last episode. You'll find it pretty interesting. Links in the description. Anyway, what makes this MIT breakthrough so tantalizing is that it underscores the fact that AI and machine learning have been advancing at such a rapid pace that other tech sectors are struggling to keep up with them, namely the machine learning processing systems. This new light-based system performs its computations based on the movement of light rather than electrons, using hundreds of micron-scale lasers. The exciting part of this is that the components for this system can be made using manufacturing processes in use today, as the laser arrays involved are already widely used in cell phone Face ID and data communication technology. This means the breakthrough could be scaled up for commercial use in just a few years. The team at MIT isn't stopping here, however. They hope to improve the system by several more orders of magnitude in the future. The implication here is potential massive decentralization in the AI industry, where one could have their own AI model at the current level of ChatGPT in the palm of your own hand, specifically your mobile phone. More importantly, it would mean that smaller companies could finally have their own AI systems like GPT-4 running locally instead of on a cloud. That is very important since companies would finally be able to use these AI systems without uploading their sensitive data to the cloud. As of right now, though, all of this is still optimistic speculation, and to quote Dirk England, who led the research team, we don't know what capabilities the next generation ChatGPT will have if it's 100 times more powerful, but that's the regime of discovery that this kind of technology can allow. In our next story, YouTube has released a blog post where they announced a partnership with Universal Music Group to create YouTube's Music AI Incubator. In a nutshell, YouTube expressed its commitment to embrace AI and work with various large artists to better understand AI within the music industry. This could be for either creative or copyright protection purposes. They stated 3 key principles by which they will operate, and those are: Number 1. AI is here and we will embrace it responsibly together with our music partners. Number 2. AI is ushering in a new age of creative expression, but it must include appropriate protections and unlock opportunities for music partners who decide to participate. And number 3, we've built an industry-leading trust and safety organization and content policies. We will scale those to meet the challenges of AI. The whole blog post is quite vague, and I think that's in part because YouTube themselves don't fully understand what they're hoping to accomplish with this. I think the third principle, however, gives us the biggest clue as to what they'll be trying to achieve. In my opinion, their goal is to hopefully improve their content protection systems like Content ID, which they mentioned directly. This way, they could better protect their artists and content from copyright infringement. What's interesting is that in the blog post, YouTube also welcomes other partners into the program in the future. I'm not entirely certain, but they might be talking about the other two larger record labels in the industry, Sony Music Group and Warner Music Group. As pointed out by an article on VentureBeat, this is highly significant as these two labels, along with Universal Music Group, are known as the Big Three, and they control about 69% of the global music market share and are often known to clash with each other over various issues. The Big Three are also known to have their own AI initiatives and partnerships. Warner Music Group, for example, has acquired an AI company by the name of Endel, which is making personalized soundscapes for users based on their mood and environment. The article also mentions that this comes at a time of growing controversy over the use of AI-generated music on streaming platforms. They mention Spotify removing tens of thousands of songs created by an AI startup named DistroKid after receiving complaints by none other than Universal Music Group. DistroKid was accused of using artists' music to train its AI algorithms and produce songs that sounded similar to them. What's strange, however, is that the source article they linked to states that Spotify removed the songs because Universal Music Group accused them of suspicious streaming activity using bots to inflate streams. This is known as artificial streaming. This technically has absolutely nothing to do with AI-generated music at all. In fact, the article doesn't even mention DistroKid once, but instead mentions the startup Boomy as being behind the suspicious activity. Make of that what you will. In my opinion, training AI on a single artist and having it write songs is not that controversial. For context, let's say a fresh musician starts learning guitar solely because he likes Ed Sheeran, for example. He'll go and learn a number of his songs. As a fellow musician, I can tell you that if that person then tries to write a song, it will in fact most likely resemble an Ed Sheeran song. In fact, the vast majority of all written music is influenced by other artists, to the point that it's almost impossible to be completely original. If you think about it, that makes sense, since you will almost always learn music from real-world references and music theory. If you have any thoughts on this yourself, make sure to drop them in the comments below. Next up, a number of updates on OpenAI and ChatGPT. Custom instructions are finally available for EU and UK users. For those unaware, custom instructions allow you to customize ChatGPT to your liking by giving him permanent knowledge and instructions that it will remember for every new conversation. There are two sections you can write with 1500 characters each. In the first section, you can tell ChatGPT about yourself, where you live, what your job is, what your hobbies are, your knowledge level, interests, goals, and so on. In the second section, you can instruct ChatGPT how to respond to your prompt. This is, of course, extremely flexible, so feel free to experiment. Make sure to drop your suggestions in the comment section below for others to experiment with. OpenAI has also announced fine-tuning for its GPT-3.5 Turbo API model in a blog post. What's fine-tuning, you might ask? In a nutshell, it allows developers to use their own data to customize the model to their use cases. A company, for example, might want to do this in order to better train the model around their internal data and work processes. The authors list some use cases where they've managed to improve performance with fine-tuning, such as improved steerability, which allows businesses to make the model follow instructions better, like always responding in a certain language and making answers significantly shorter, which saves up on token use. Reliable output formatting, which improves the formatting consistency of the model's replies. This could be especially useful for writing official business correspondence. You can also give GPT a custom tone so that it better fits the business's brand. This all basically sounds like the custom instructions we talked about earlier for the web-based ChatGPT, but on a much larger scale. OpenAI promotes the fine-tuned version of GPT-3.5 Turbo as being able to outperform base GPT-4 on certain narrow tasks, though what those tasks might be is anyone's guess. They also mention that early testers have managed to reduce prompt size by up to 90% by fine-tuning the instructions into the model itself. I would take this with a grain of salt, of course, since I'd imagine this is highly dependent on your particular use case. Bear in mind also that the fine-tuned models have a higher price per 1000 tokens. If you're wondering when fine-tuning support is coming for GPT-4, OpenAI has confirmed that support for GPT-4, along with some other models and function calling, will be coming this fall. OpenAI has also partnered with Scale AI, a company founded by Alexander Wang in 2016. Scale AI specializes in providing high-quality training data for AI models and has seen incredible growth since it was founded, its value reaching $7.3 billion in 2021. They already have partnerships with some of the largest companies in the tech industry, including Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. Scale AI's role in the partnership with OpenAI will be to provide fine-tuning support for customers, using their expertise in helping enterprises securely and effectively leverage data for AI. In our last news piece for today, a number of AI tools and models have been updated or released. Here's a quick rundown. Midjourney has added Vary Region to its functionality, rivaling Photoshop's Generative Fill. You can now click this button and use the selection tools to pick a region you want to change. This variation will be random by default, but if you change the prompt text before confirming, you can get custom results. Midjourney explains this works best when the combination makes sense. For example, adding a hat on a person's head would be better than adding a dolphin into a forest. Make sure to check out the full write-up in the link below. Meta has released Code Llama, a large language model based on Llama 2 designed specifically for generating code, as you might have guessed. Here are the key takeaways. Code Llama can generate code and natural language about code. It's free for both research and commercial use. It's built on top of Llama 2 and is available in 3 models. Code Llama, which is the foundational model, Code Llama Python, which is specialized for Python, and Code Llama Instruct, which is fine-tuned for understanding natural language instructions. Meta has also released SeamlessM4T, a real-time language translation model that can translate 100 languages into speech or text. And no, they didn't pronounce it as SeamlessMat. It has the highest translation accuracy of any model to date and can also do voice recognition. Impressively, it's also capable of translating sentences that jump between multiple languages, like Hindi and Telugu, which was given as an example in their blog post. You can try SeamlessM4T yourself by following the link to their blog post in the description. Google has released a beta version of its AI-powered search experience. This tool is currently only available in the US and is designed to help you learn as you browse. It'll provide definitions of some terms related to your search. It will also generate answers for you, provide the top links, and generate a number of follow-up questions. This has drastic implications for search engine optimization, or SEO for short, as you can expect a large decrease of link clicks since the search engine will just provide you with an answer, which can also include code snippets. We will be covering more about what AI means for SEO in the future. The Westphalian University of Applied Sciences has developed a chemical image recognition tool called Decimer that uses machine learning to extract images of chemical formulae from documents and display them in a structure editor, where they can be processed further. Decimer will also generate the machine-readable structure code from these molecules. The main use case for this tool is to analyze old research literature written on paper. This way you will be able to make a digital database of these molecules, which will be searchable. Until now, all of this had to be done by hand. The tool is open sourced and available for free at the link below. So that concludes today's weekly news roundup. It is so exciting to see so many different AI tools for so many different applications being released. Which one are you most excited about? Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon if you enjoyed the video. My name is Blaž and thank you for watching AI Innovations. See you in the next video.